Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here outside the Turbinenhalle in Oberhausen. Tonight or today is E-tropolis Festival. Besides me are HOCICO. Hi, first of all.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. HOCICO, or how do you pronounce it right?
Correct. HOCICO, yes.
HOCICO, yes. Great. And maybe you can tell your names and your part in the band for the people outside that have no idea or just know the name maybe.
That's Erk. I am the screamer of the band.
Me, I'm the producer and all production and music, Rex Agroya.
And how would you describe HOCICO to someone who never heard of you?
Well, it's music from straight from hell of Mexico City. It's very aggressive electronic music made with lyrics. I write from my soul, and I try to explain, to describe reality in the most raw and aggressive way I can.
And you somehow formed a genre, you can say, like harsh industrial electro. You are some of the founders of the genre, maybe. Say it like this.
Well, I don't know what exactly
So,
mean.
like harsh electro music is what people tell it, and I think you are one of the first bands that made it like this.
Yeah.
We started as a dark electro in the dark electro scene, but little by little, HOCICO is more in evolution, styles, and it's more now than dark electro, drum and bass, witch house, G house. We put a lot of new elements. But yes, we started as a dark electro band.
And can you tell me maybe which have been the bands and acts that influenced you before you started, that you like to listen to?
Jailwork, Skinny Poppy.
Yeah, many bands. I guess a Ministry and Stu bands as well. Ministry work. I know the Clinic. I don't know, from 42. You know about that rock punk
Cat Rips Dog.
Suicidal Tendencies. I don't know, many bands.
And you can say you're from Mexico, it's no secret. You live in Germany, but
Yes.
still we work together.
Yeah.
And I know there's a large dark scene in Mexico. So
Yes, huge.
how was it when you have been young? Have you been the guys to start this, or has there been always a scene like this?
Mexico has always had its own dark scene, like from the 70s, 80s, bands and music, and it has its own identity, musically speaking as well. And there have been clubs, there's been concerts as well, parties. But this is nowadays it's huge. It's really huge. Yes. So I think it's been always alive in a way, from the radio. Now on internet, it's easier to listen to music from everywhere. But I think Mexico has always its own dark scene, for sure.
And I know many bands from Europe and Germany are really known in Mexico, and sometimes they're here like club bands, and in Mexico they have really, really big audience because people celebrate it, even people.
Yes, we have a big scene since the 80s, 90s. I think that we are a big country, so we appreciate a lot of music, different styles, but there is huge, metal, dark, punk, a lot of bands. They get successful, in Mexico. More well here it's okay, it's big, huge scene, but at the end, it's Mexico. The big cities are like this, the main like Mexico City. It's I don't know many bands. Well, we didn't see Skinny Poppy in Mexico, but we could open in 1997 to London After Midnight. We opened it
1995.
in 1995, and yes, there was a lot of around 1,000 people. So yes, it was like this. Though of course, the Cure, the Pitch Mode, a lot of fans for every.
Yeah, Mexico City. Just to put things in perspective, back in 2018 or 19, I don't remember. Mexico City was the capital city of music streaming. That means most of the people streaming music came from Mexico City. And it's still, if you go anywhere, Spotify especially, if you go check many popular bands in the world, and you go where is the top, the first city where like the pole position of the city where they listen to their music, it's in many cases it's Mexico City. Starting from the Beatles or big bands, always Mexico City. Like the people really enjoy and love music, are very musical city, you know.
Yeah.
And we're a lot of people. It's more 23 million, I think, at the moment. So a lot of young people enjoying music. So it's a very interesting city to explore as well from the musical side. You go there and you find parties on any kind of music style, concerts, festivals. It's thriving with music. It's great.
Would be great for me to get there and see all this.
Yeah, you
Everyone
have to go. You have to go.
But you also have a big audience here in Europe and Germany, especially. And maybe can you tell me, how did this start? What was your first step from Mexico to Europe, and how did this develop?
The connection, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it was through Audio Club. Sebastian is the name, from Italy. He could connect. Well, he was listening HOCICO, and then he was speaking with Andre from Out of Line. So he sent the demo tape, or I don't remember, the CD, the first album, and then we started the connection. And he started interested in HOCICO. Also inclusive, we had we opened it to Marilyn Manson in Mexico City. So it was the big attraction, kind of the big attraction from Out of Line that he wanted.
They got attention from Out of Line. Hey, you guys open up for Marilyn Manson. We should be good. So we got signed by Out of Line back then. And ever since then, we've been working with them.
Okay. So I think I don't want to ask anything about Marilyn Manson being privately, but playing in support of him, this opens doors, you can say.
Of course.
You can say we have played with him, and everyone will say.
Of course, opening for such a big band, popular band, it always opens doors to anybody that opens. Yeah. So that was obviously a big chance for us to be recognized and to be seen actually for more people. We're very thankful for that. I mean, opening up for, I think the very first good chance we got, like, was much in London after midnight 95, that we opened up for Manson 97, and then we opened up for Rammstein in 21, 2 shows in Mexico City. So that really opened a lot of doors for us. So it's been, we still feel the impact of those shows in our lives, because we learned a lot of the shows, how can we be more professional? How can we stand in front of so many thousands of people? It's always like, it was a school for us, let's say.
But also exciting, probably. How excited have you been back then? And are you excited when you get on stage nowadays?
Yes, of course. It's more, I mean, it's part of our lives now. It's not like we are very nervous again. I was playing like before. I mean, like, we're excited, but it's a different thing. Of course, we like it. We enjoy it. It's part of our lives.
Yes, it was a great experience to play. There were like 80,000 people with Marilyn Manson. We were like 21 years old, 22 years old. So it was very hard, you know. We couldn't know anything about the big stage or how to play. But then when we came here, it was different, you know. We had the control of the stage, and it was something that made sure HOCICO, you know, on the stage. And we still with this thing, you know, the energy, and to bring something not only like to a simple show, you know, it's important for us, the energy on the stage. And yes, we got from the first time, well, after Marilyn Manson, because it was hard in that moment.
And you developed your live show probably. I've seen you, for example, last year at Amphi Festival, and it was really cool with this voodoo kind of thing. I don't know, probably it's more Mexican tradition, but for
Try to experiment with art and Mexican culture as well. We create our own thing, you know.
And how important is this to make a show special? To just not perform, but think about.
Every time we make a special show. Sometimes money allow it, sometimes it doesn't allow it. Sometimes the conditions are right, sometimes not. So, but we really appreciate the
To bring a little culture.
a good culture, Mexican culture, of course, sharing the culture with the world, but at the same time, just bring more entertainment to the people. You know, like for us, it's very important that people come to a show of HOCICO and they have a great time, that they forget about time and problems and everything, that they really can have a good time.
And I'm not really a fan of Mexican tradition. I know the Dia de Muertos, as everybody probably. So, but what are really important stories or things that people should know about your mythology, about, for example, this kind of magic? Is there something behind this?
Well, just sometimes, we brought some Aztecs, about our culture, mariachis, with sombrero and all of this. But with the HOCICO style in Mexico, sometimes we had concerts for the second anniversary to play one of our songs in mariachi style. But we are checking something different, to bring here that part of the culture with HOCICO and kind of the dark side of the things, and then to put on the stage. At the end, we got the good things. Yes, always. Sometimes it's not the main show of the Aztecs, but little parts, and to mix is okay,
Mariachi style, but this is like bringing some humor in it as well.
Well,
something like this.
a little bit. I mean, we grew up with this music, Actually, we grew up kind of despising this kind of music. It was for us not interesting because we wanted to listen to more heavy stuff, For us, it was just like the status quo. But I don't know. At least for me, like growing old, it's been like trying to rediscover the Mexican music. So actually now in this moment in my life, I really enjoy it. So it's more like, okay, let's share a little bit of the Mexican music to the world and bring it together with musical aggression and stuff. And it's interesting.
Sounds cool.
It's kind of symbiosis, with our culture, and then HOCICO or electro, and to mix together is something unique, That's the point.
Yeah, but people have to understand this, for example. They have to see where it comes from.
Of course.
Yes, people like it from the beginning. When we started in Amphi Festival,
the very first time we got to Krafen,
2008.
2008, I think it was the moment. And it was a great moment. I think most of the people in Europe or in Germany have had the chance to see this. Because let me tell you this, especially this kind of dance, Aztec dance, or things. There's no school where you can learn this. No, it's important for the world to know. You only learn this from person to person through generations. We're talking about, let's say, a school of how to learn this that's been there for 400 years, 500 years, actually older.
Yeah, this is tradition.
So it's a big tradition, and it's very very special because even if you want to learn, they have to accept you. It's not easy for you. I want to learn. No, they have to like you. Actually, they teach you how to do these moves, these rituals, and we take it with respect. And that's why we have good friends in this. And just finding dancers like this in Europe, it's very difficult. Believe me, it's been so difficult for us. Most of the dancers are in Mexico, of course, and the ones that make it to Europe, they are traveling around the world. They have much more concerts or touring live than us, so it's hard to get them to a show for us. So actually, if you have the chance to see HOCICO with this kind of show, you have to appreciate that it's been a really hard work for us to get these persons on the stage. But we have the chance, we will always make it.
Yeah, good. And I think I saw some. It was like a TV show or something where we have been part of. And one important thing about it is probably growing up in an environment where much crime is. As Mexico probably is more crime like here in Germany. So this influences you as well. It's not tradition, but it's a part of your music somehow.
Of course. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about that. Well, for some moments we've been living in the same area, the city. Sometimes his family moved a little bit farther, but we live around the same area all the time. But at least from my experience, I really grew up in a very fucked up place. Just I saw
Kind of suburbs.
a lot of. It's true, like, ghetto shit and people. I don't know, just fighting for everything and a lot of violence. I got to see a lot of violence actually since I was a kid. Not in my family. My family, I'm happy. They loved each other, and I learned that from them. But all around the house, it was like just hell.
America is completely different than Europe. So it's Mexico, United States, Latin America, Central America is something not like I don't know, but we born in this kind of environment. So yes, Hocico started more violent, more aggressive. It's part also of our culture to put, the dark side of the mind of every person. Not only to talk about beautiful things, if not the contrary, to expose about, and also we put these things that the people can learn themselves, about violence. We never take a flag and to say, it's the day of violence, but we trying always to expose, about this. It's in our bloods, the aggression.
Okay, that's it. And I think I like dark music, like gothic, electro, dark electro, or metal or something like that. It's always like somewhat aggressive, but to focus the aggression, to get it out and do not harm someone, but
Yes, because it's music, I mean, we are not in a political thing, we expose, but at the end we let that the people can think, we are in the middle, but in this aggressive side. So always is like this. We started, also we couldn't expect, it was something natural. Maybe we wanted to shout, to liberate, from this violent aggression and all of this. And at the end, Hocico is part of this.
But you mentioned politics. So politics are now part of your music? Or is it something that influences you?
No, actually, no. We don't take political sides, but sometimes we talk about political events that affect religion. But we definitely don't want to talk about, especially about politics. We have our opinions, of course, but I don't think that belongs exactly in songs. Sometimes, I mean, like, we don't want to mix that with Hocico. It's not the way we want to experience the art, the expression. But of course, we can tell our opinion as well. But no.
Yeah, I asked because somehow politics are now influencing Mexico with this guy calling the youth of Mexico or youth of America. This is something that influences you, at least as persons, probably. Are you talking about this stuff? This is something important to you?
Well, of course, since we were kids, children, we've been experiencing like the whole changes in the society now, and especially when we started Hocico back in 1993, it was the year of the biggest economical crisis in the country. So we went from one moment to like the dollar was equal to 3 pesos to 10 pesos in a week. So I remember back then we were totally broke from one week to the other. So we got lucky that we got to buy back before this crisis a keyboard and synthesizer. We got all the equipment. We wanted to start a band, electronic music band, and we got lucky. So I think all these events, like especially in USA having such a big influence in the whole world, it definitely affects. Yeah, as musicians, we don't have no big influence on any event like that. But of course, if we are angry or we are not happy about it, we try to express it. If it doesn't go, especially directly on a message, or at least on the aggression contained in the music,
And we'll come to an end now because probably you want to prepare for the show and stuff. But we have to talk a little bit about releases at least. The newest releases, I read it because I always am bad on the screen. The screen EP, I think it's rather new. Last year, this year? I don't know, this stuff. So maybe you can tell me at least what's the background of this one, because for me it was the beginning is very dark, slow somehow, and it got angry at the end somehow. So what maybe Yeah.
Or you mean the
The-
whole
the-
the songs or just the song?
The whole EP, like
Repeat.
like this.
Well, we've been working on different singles.
Mhm.
That's going to be a part of the album. So it's been on different periods for the last year. You know. So definitely, every song has its own concept, its own identity. And, it's a lot about connecting with the zeitgeist of the moment in the world. Technology is showing a big dark side of the humanity. Yeah, we're interested in this kind of social interactions, you know, but always trying to show the dark side. That's where I think we feel more comfortable expressing ourselves.
Well, this EP is part of the new album of HOCICO. So we are exposing there is a new single that is coming. It's a collaboration with another great band. So yes, always we are experimenting new things. So yes, the new album is coming great. Yes, of course, this screen has 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks ago we released it.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna play it tonight for the first time.
Great. So this is a cool thing. The album is coming, and maybe we can talk about this when it's around,
Yeah.
coming close, or when it's released, and get a little bit deeper into it, especially for today. We come to the end up. How do you prepare now? What's important to you to get into the mood for doing this really great show that you normally do?
Yeah, well, just stay in a quiet room for some minutes. That's all I need, actually. 10, 15 minutes of complete silence. That's all I need at the moment. No alcohol, no.
The
nothing else.
the thing is to bring a lot of energy tonight. I feel in advance what is gonna happen tonight. So I'm in calm, and I think that I hope that we can enjoy the whole show like every time. But we had a lot of time that we didn't play here, no? In
E-tropolis?
Metropolis.
I think no.
7-8 years.
Well, yeah, you missed the last time because you were in Mexico.
Oh,
I
okay.
was here with your friend, but yeah, we've been coming every now and then to all the festivals in Germany, and this one is special because, well, it's about electronic music, celebrating just the electronic part of music, which is, we're part of that, you know.
And you're a big part of it, and people love you as we see people passing by. Great. So now for this, do you have some free words, some greetings to the people outside before we quit?
Cheers to everybody. That's it. Enjoy the show. Come to see HOCICO live at some moment in your life. We don't play that often now, so I mean, come and see us live.
Thank you.
Hello.
Wow.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah.
Alligator.
You're on your show.
See ya.
Definitely.
Of course.
Great. Thanks for the nice talk. People outside, thanks for watching.
You're welcome.
HOCICO, really great band. Check them out if you don't know them already. Come to the shows and say bye bye. Cheers.
Yeah.